TUPAC Amaru Shakur was born today, June 16th, in the year 1971. Tupac had a revolutionary mind well beyond his years, so much in fact that even 27 years after his death, his words have been spread like scripture. Tupac said that he was not going to change the world, but he would spark the brain of the person that would change the world. Today we honor Tupac Amaru Shakur, his revolutionary thoughts, and so much more. Stay tuned.
It's kind of hypocritical because people love to, have mercy and sympathy for everything, from the animals to the whales, everything except us, your youth, the ones you've given no attention to, who become adults with no compassion. And I feel like if you walk by a street and you was walking on concrete and you saw a rose growing out of concrete, even if it had messed up petals and it was a little, to the side, you would marvel at just seeing a rose grow through concrete. So why is it that when you see some ghetto kid grow out of all of the dirtiest circumstances, and he can talk and he can sit across from you, make you smile, make you cry, make you laugh, all you can talk about is my dirty rose, my dirty stems, and how I'm leaning crooked to the side. You can't even see that I came up out of that shit. And that's exactly the analogy that it is for me. You know what I mean?
Did you ever hear about the rose that grew from the crack in the concrete? Proving nature's laws wrong, it learned how to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from the concrete when no one else even cared.
You see, you wouldn't ask why the rose that grew from the concrete had damaged petals. On the contrary, we would all celebrate its tenacity. We would all love its will to reach the sun. Well, we are the roses. This is the concrete. These are my damaged petals. Don't ask me why. Ask me how.
Good evening and welcome to Unabashedly Speaking with Mimi and Mashonda. I am Mashonda.
And I am Mimi.
Yes, so that was so beautiful. Such a beautiful soul Tupac was. But tonight we are going to honor Tupac and his thoughts. Tupac was so much more than people knew that he was. A lot of people thought that he was just this rapper, he was just this thug. But he was a whole revolutionary soul. He was well beyond his years. Just at the age of 20 years old is when he started his music career officially. I mean, he had been doing music his whole life. But even at the age of 22, they wanted him to be the new leader of the Black Panthers. That's how well beyond his years he was. He was a strong soul, a tormented soul, and he had such a beautiful mind.
Yes, he was. And also, he is Mashonda and I's favorite artist, besides her loving Prince.
Yes.
But, Tupac, he definitely was a revolutionist. I mean, his lyrics were amazing. And they had a message. Not many people realize that. I'm sorry, y'all. Not many people realize that he had so much important information in all of his songs. I mean, he was just fantastic. That's the only way I can describe him. But I do actually have some of his quotes that were absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if you all are aware of his quotes, but each one of his quotes had a meaning to it. And I will be doing that for you all tonight so you can see how much he loved the people. So he said, "Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender." So what I got from that is, don't let the struggle get the best of you to the point where you give up. So that is very, very meaningful and it's touching. Also, I have another quote. "They have money for war, but can't feed the poor." So basically he's saying the government has so many funds and they're funding all of these wars and they're not feeding the hungry people out here. People are still starving and the government is not assisting them. They're not giving them what they should give them.
Right.
Which is very, very unfortunate. And he also says,
"Hey,
behind
Lisa." Sorry, girl. We had to stop to say hi to Miss Elisa Plessy, who was watching from home. Thank you for tuning in, sis.
Hey, Elisa.
But go ahead.
Okay, so he has another one. "Behind every sweet smile, there is a bitter sadness that no one can see and feel." What I got from that is people smile, yet they are battling like depression and the struggle and the worries on the inside, or they don't allow you to see how unhappy they are.
Right. Yeah, Tupac definitely, by now, a lot of people have figured out that Tupac was a lot more than a rapper. Again, like I was saying in the beginning, like his words are still being spread like scripture. Tupac is what I like to call a Christ being. To me, what a Christ being is somebody who they might have, they were only like famous for a short period of time. They were this bright light that came and changed the world, and they left very young, and they went through a bunch of trials, and their message was heard all around the world. They touched so many people, and years after they leave this earth, you're still talking about them like they're still here. Generations later, you're still talking about them. A Christ being, their words never die. And I believe Tupac was definitely one of the Christ beings. Even in one of the interviews that we're going to show later on in this episode, Tupac even talked about that. He was trying to be careful not to compare himself to Jesus, but he said he's been crucified. He has gone through all these trials and tribulations and had the Judas in his circle, and all the things that the so-called Christ went through, he went through too. I hated the fact that he didn't also touch the point that he touched people and changed the world the same way Christ did. He kind of only tapped onto the negative things that he went through. So I'm really hoping that he saw that the impact he wanted to make in this world was really made, because it really was. But he knew that he was crucified, and he really was a Christ being. And that's why to this day, even young kids know who Tupac is. That man has been gone for 27 years, and they still spreading his word. You see his memes on Facebook all the time with his quotes. To me, that's modern day scripture. You know what I mean? Right. So, and unfortunately, when he lived, people only saw this thug. And Tupac even said he didn't become a thug until he became a rapper. He wasn't a thug. They made him out to be a thug. He never got into any kind of trouble until he was famous, and because he was targeted. But Tupac, people don't realize thug life means the hate you give unto little infants fucks everyone. Basically, that means you hate somebody before they're even born just because of the color of their skin, and that fucks everyone. And he came up with a Thug Life Treaty. He is the actual person who put the truce between the Crips and the Bloods back in the day. They used to fight like crazy out there in California back in the day. Tupac is the one that slowed that gang violence down. He made them sign a Thug Life Treaty that if they would keep the violence down, they would come and do a free show every month. If they didn't sell drugs to like kids and old people, and they didn't, it was a whole thing. He was stopping the violence in the community, but people thought he was a thug and a gangster and all this other stuff, just judging him by the way he looks, by the way he talked, by the way he carried himself, instead of actually listening to his thoughts and words.
Right.
You know, so.
Right. Yeah, which is very unfortunate because, like you said, he had powerful words and he was trying his best to change the narrative, you know, and I don't think everyone was accepting of that because, like you said, they just saw a thug. They didn't really dig into his messages. Right. So basically what I'm about to do is just read for those of you that don't know, you know, about Tupac's upbringing and what his actually real name is. That his birth name is Lassane Parrish Crooks, and once he got older, you know, his parents changed his name. He was born June 16th, 1971, and he transitioned September 13th, 1996. And before I finish with this, many people still believe that Tupac is alive. They don't believe that he is gone. And I think I'm kind of one of those people. But I know he has, you know, transitioned, but we love him so much, we want to keep him alive. Yeah. So, yeah, he was known as Tupac and briefly Machiavelli. He was an American rapper. He is widely considered one of the most influential and successful rappers of all time. So
put a pin right there just for a second, because I want the Machiavelli is one of the main reasons why people think that Tupac is not dead. Because if y'all know anything about Niccolo Machiavelli or whatever his name is, he is actually a person who lived in the Renaissance days who faked his own death. So it just so happens that after Tupac passed away, the Machiavelli CD came out with him being crucified on it, and it said the 7-day theory. It took Tupac 7 days after he got shot to actually die. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are like, and if you go back and look, like, people will say that the ambulance came, other people will say the helicopter came. There's a lot of craziness surrounding his death. So I honestly feel like he got out of there that day, but he is no longer with us today. But I don't think he died the day they said he died. But keep going.
Okay, so Shakur was born in New York City to parents who were both political activists and Black Panther Party members. He was raised by his mother, Afeni Shakur. He relocated to Baltimore in 1984. And then to San Francisco, the Bay Area, in 1988. With the release of his debut album, Tupacalypse Now, was released in 1991. So with all of his songs, like we said, he had a message. And all of his songs hit #1. That's what a lot of people don't know. Like, on the Billboard charts, he was #1, like all of his songs. So that is very important to know. Later in his part of his career, he was shot 5 times in the lobby of a New York recording studio and experienced legal troubles, including incarceration. In 1995, he served 8 months in prison on sexual abuse charges, but then was later released pending an appeal of his conviction. So for those of you that don't know, that Biggie, the notorious B.I.G., was actually Tupac's friend that turned rival. They were friends, and I think they allowed the rap game to separate their friendship because, you know, you had people in Biggie's ear Tupac said he still wasn't beefing with Biggie, but Biggie's team wanted them to constantly beef, and Tupac wanted peace, but of course the other party did not want peace. So that really bothered him because
show y'all how the powers that be work, okay? First of all, there was a Black Panthers East Coast West Coast war back in the day when his mother was a part of the Black Panthers. So it just so happened that Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur, was a part of a West Coast East Coast beef between the Black Panthers. And then all of a sudden, Tupac, when they were asking him to be the new leader of the Black Panther, ended up in his own East Coast West Coast war. So believe me, nothing is by coincidence. All of this stuff was orchestrated. And Tupac, he was only mad at Biggie because, first of all, he was mad that Biggie never came to him after he got shot and asked him how he was doing and checked on him or nothing like that. That was hurtful to Tupac. If you got a friend and they don't even come to see how you doing, they gonna let some beef that was orchestrated stop you from coming to see how somebody's doing after they got shot 5 times when they people was in the area. He was hurt. He was downright hurt from his core, because he was really a sensitive person. A lot of people don't know that Tupac was highly sensitive. And he also didn't like the fact that he felt like Biggie didn't pay him no homage, because anybody who really listened to Biggie will notice that Biggie's flow changed. If in the beginning Biggie rapped a certain way, then Tupac took him under his wing, and then he started that singing type rapping. You all know that Tupac used to do that singing type rapping. Then all of a sudden Biggie was doing that singing type rapping, and he would just wanted him to pay him his homage, and just show him the respect. But on Biggie's defense, he was 24 years old, y'all. He was new to the industry. People was telling him what to do. He didn't know what to do. We forget how young these men were because they were so old to us back then. They were so wise and mature. Well, Tupac, anyway, was so wise and mature. We forget that he was a baby. And so was Biggie. He was a baby. But, he just didn't know what to do. He was put in a tough situation. And that whole thing was just tragic, because then, of course, Biggie lost his life a few months later.
Right, and that was very unfortunate. And Tupac also stated, I just wanted to rap about things that affected young Black males. When I said that, I didn't know that I was going to tie myself down to just take all the blunts and hits from all the young Black males to be the media's kicking post for Black males. So that has a lot of power in that as well, because it's basically like he was just trying to help everyone. He was very knowledgeable, but people still backstabbed him and ignored the fact that he had so much revolutionary knowledge, and he was just trying to unite Black males so that they could be successful. He didn't want, wars amongst each other. He was trying to unite everyone, but a lot of people wasn't going for that. And he also stated, you have to watch your enemies and keep them close. You have to keep your homies close, because you never know when they're going to backstab you, because it's actually, a possibility. And that's what happened. That's what happened to him. Friends and enemies backdoored him, and it's like nobody was there for him. And it was so sad, because he stated when he was in the hospital, a lot of people didn't come to see him, to check on him, and they were considered close friends. So basically, he cut those people off. And he also stated when he was in prison, no one wrote him that he considered a close friend. They didn't visit him. They were on the list to visit him, and they never showed up. So it's basically a meaning you have to watch everyone. They may seem like they're for you, and they're not. So that's important. You have to pay attention to the signs of how people are acting around you.
Tupac had the weight of the world on his shoulders. He had the powers that be constantly on him. He had the industry on him. He had all of these great leaders who were older than him, who looked at him as an elder on his shoulders. He had the Black community, everybody pulling at his strings, pulling at his energy. looking towards him to be the next savior. And it was just a lot for him to deal with. He was not happy in this world. You know, he felt responsible for everybody. It really hurt his heart when he would hear, like, Brenda had a baby and stories like that. That stuff really hurt his whole heart. And he tried to do everything in his power to change this world. But again, he said he knew he wasn't going to change the world. But he wanted to spark the brain of the person that would change the world. And it's just, it's very sad because that like, again, like I said, that was a baby. We forget because he seemed like he was about 40, 50 years old the way he talked. But he was a baby. And he 25. Was tortured and shot and beat and this and that. He was literally crucified. He like I said, a Christ being. He literally went through all the trials and tribulations like a Christ being would. And it's just sad that his soul was so tired at such a young age.
Right. It's like you said, we thought he was an older being because he was so knowledgeable.
Yeah, we were younger back then.
When you think about it, when he was beat by the police, he was younger than 25.
Yeah, he's like 21, 22.
Like Rashonda said, he had to endure so much at a young age. And can you imagine yourself going through all of this and how it will break you down if you're not strong? Going through that under the age of 25.
His upbringing. To grow up in that fatherless home with that, your mama crackhead and you having to look out for your little sister, and like that baby was not happy here. Like, and that's the only thing that gives me peace about this situation is because he said it so many times. Don't cry for him. He's not happy here. They had a documentary called The Resurrection, and at the very end, he was saying he's at peace. It was like he was talking from heaven. He said, I'm at peace.
That's right.
Don't cry for me. I'm okay. And like even in the lyrics, like, don't shed a tear because mama, I ain't happy here, So that's the only thing that brings me peace is knowing that he was able to find peace. But I'm very sad that he didn't find peace while he was alive.
Exactly. And I feel as though, I'm happy that he received his star, but why did it take so long? Because there's a lot of people out here, or a lot of rappers out here, and actors and actresses that received it before him, and I don't feel like they were deserving to receive it before him because of who he is. I feel like he should have been, once they did Michael Jackson, he should have been right after. Or even before, but it's Jackson. Like, he was basically that rose that was literally lost and stuck in the concrete, and nobody acknowledged that. And it took this long, 27 years, for him to get acknowledgement. He should have received this before he left this earth, and it's very, very unfair and unfortunate because he didn't get to experience that. The same with Nipsey. He didn't get to experience that. They wait until these rappers that have so much knowledge, they wait until they pass to honor them. And I think that is so unfair. So unfair.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, more with Tupac and his revolutionary mind. We got a clip to play so you can see some of the thoughts that he had. We can't play them all because the boy was deep. But we're going to show you just a little bit of what we're talking about. Stay tuned.
Incredible change happens in life when you decide to take control of what you do have power over instead of worrying about what you don't. House of Healing Hands. Take control. Gain back your power.
Yesterday the sky was gray, but now I see such a beautiful ray.
Yes, my raps are filled with rage.
One of these days, we gotta bust back for the homies.
You have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over just like throwing food around. But they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, you just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, with civil rights movement. We was asking, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're gonna do? Ask?
Everybody need a little something and they to be independent. No independent person just grew up and was born independent. You worked and you learned teamwork and you learned cooperation and unity and struggle, and then you became independent. And we have to teach that, and it's still, I feel like, it's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets.
When you use your brain, it doesn't always have to come to a violent end. But sometimes it does, and that's all that I'm saying. That is a choice. They never show you that, okay, the cop's beating on you. You have a choice. Violence to defend yourself, turn the other cheek, or wait for the news cameras to come and talk about it. Like Rodney King. It's happened to me. The police beat me up in the middle of the street for no reason, just simply because I cursed at them, because they were harassing me and I cursed at them. Now they beat me up. Now, in reality, I couldn't shoot them. Like in my rhymes, I would say, pow, pow, you know what I'm saying? It was a shootout, but I couldn't do that in reality. But in my rhymes, it vents that anger because I can, fire back at the police and won't go to jail for life. In my music, and in a lot of this music, it's only talking about the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's what my music's about.
And when I say thug life, I mean that shit. Because these white folks see us as thugs. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We thugs and niggas to these motherfuckers. And until we own some shit, I'ma call it like it is. How you gonna be a man and we starve?
I want to get away from it a lot. I tried to get away from it, but you can't. That's what they taught me. The streets didn't teach me that thug life can never die. The world taught me that. These motherfuckers is worse than the niggas in the streets.
Religion that, to me, is the realest religion there is. I believe in God. I try to pray to God every night and I pass out. I think that if you take one of the O's out of good, it's God. If you had a D to evil, it's the devil. I think some cool motherfuckers sat down a long time ago and said, let's figure out a way that we can control motherfuckers. And that's what they came up with, is the Bible, Because if the guy wrote the Bible, I'm sure it would have been a revised copy by now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shit has changed. And I've been looking for this revised copy, and I don't see it. I still see that same old copy that they had from then. And I'm not disrespecting anybody's religion. Please forgive me if it comes off like that. I'm just stating my opinion. I feel like we get crucified. I mean, the Bible is telling us all these people did this because they suffered this much. That's what makes them special people. I got shot 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? And I got crucified to the media. You know what I mean? And I walked through with the thorns on. And I had shit thrown on me. And I had the thief at the top. I told that nigga I'll be back for you. You know what I mean? And trust me, this is not supposed to be going down. I'll be back. So I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I'm saying that we go through that type of thing every day. We don't part the Red Sea, but we walk through the hood without getting shot. You know what I mean? We don't turn water to wine, but we turn motherfucking dope fiends and dope heads into productive citizens into society. You know what I mean? We turn money. We turn words into money. You know what I mean? What greater gift can there be? So I believe God blesses us. I believe God blesses those that hustle, those that use their mind, and those that overall are righteous. I believe that your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm gonna have to suffer for. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm going to heaven. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is just when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is when you sleep, the last thing you see is all the fucked up things you did in your life. And you just see it over and over again. Because you don't burn. Because if that's the case, it's hell on earth. Because bullets burn. You know what I mean? It's people that got burnt in fires. That means they went to hell already. You know what I mean? All that is here. So what else? What do you got there that we ain't seen here?
You know what I mean? Last year, we poured out liquor for you. This year, nigga, life goes on. You finna clock mail, get money, evade bitches, evade tricks.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Unabashedly Speaking with me and Mashonda.
Yeah.
And we are so glad that you all are joining us tonight. We are just intrigued by Tupac. You know, it's really, really touching. I remember when they said that he passed away. I was pregnant with my oldest son, and I was with my good girlfriend, Dawn, and we were at the wharf getting ready to get crabs. I literally fell down to my knees and cried like a baby. Like, if she was on this live, she would definitely tell you I cried like a baby, like I lost a brother. You know what I'm saying? It was so sad. I didn't believe it. I was like, nah, this is not true. With Tupac,
like, I just, we all thought he was invincible. He survived them fire trucks. We thought he was going to survive again. We just wouldn't. I just did not believe he was going to die. I didn't believe it. I'm all like taking it for granted and, oh, he going to be all right, whatever. And when they said, I was still in high school. So when they said it, it took a minute to, like, no. And then I even like had a dream about him. It was so weird. Like, it was like a weird dream. But that one, I still don't like to think about that one, because like he had that kind of soul that for some reason my soul was really drawn to. And as a certain type of spiritual being, I get connected with spiritual beings even if I've never met them before. Like, I know and can feel a person's soul and spirit. And he is one that either we must have been like brother and sister in a past life or something like that. But again, like I was telling Mimi, him and my brother have my actual brother have so many similarities. It's eerie. Like, it's eerie. And so sometimes he feels like he really was my brother.
Yeah, but yeah.
If you guys,
it's so sad. It's amazing of how many people say they have seen sightings of him, and other, like overseas and stuff. Right. They have posted people that actually looks like him, and they have long dreadlocks in their hair. And it's just like,
I had to rebuke all this. So many people like, look at how he talks. Look at how I'm like, hold on, no. Look at the finger, because I pay attention to stuff like that. Like, Tupac had them rounded fingers that came to like this kind of like a point, but around at the same time. And the way he held his hand, the way he held his fingers was kind of strange. And like, I pay attention to people's hands and stuff. I'm like, look at the hands. Like, no, this is not the same person. They be like, oh, you right. I'm like, but see, people don't pay attention to stuff like that. Believe me, I wish one time it would be him. But y'all need to stop with some of these people that y'all be calling Tupac.
Exactly. And I'm glad that I had the chance to see him in person. He was I don't know if you all are familiar with the Junkyard Band. It's a go-go band here in the DMV area. They had a show, and he was there. It was at the Sheraton in New Carrollton, and I went with my girlfriend at that time, a good girlfriend, Carlita Jackson. We were still in high school when we saw him, and let me tell you, y'all think he looks good on the video, girl, and on TV, girl? If you see him in person, it's just like, oh my God, we were starstruck. We were definitely starstruck, and we had VCR tapes back then. I actually had the tape, and I've been searching for it. It's buried somewhere in my closet.
Girl, you better find that.
Yeah, at first I gotta find a VCR machine.
I don't want to get too far off track, but just a second, I do want to talk about the clip that we did just watch. If y'all didn't realize, one of Tupac's main messages was unity, taking care of one another. Almost every single message that he had on there kind of went back to the fact that we all need to take care of each other. That is how we are going to get better as a community. And unfortunately, oh my God, he would be so hurt if he lived in this day and age to see how from where he was to now, it has only gotten worse. And people don't give a beep about one another. But really, if people would just care about one another, just lift your brother up, help your sister out, unity, and come together, man, there is nothing we wouldn't be able to do. There is nothing we would, like he said, how you going to have $30 billion and all these people are homeless? Now, what I do have to say is in reality, if there was somebody who was a billionaire who tried to end poverty, they would end that billionaire. They would. They're not going. That is an agenda that they are not going to allow to happen. So best believe. But there is more that people can do on a level that they will allow to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, and I don't know if I had put that clip in there. He's like, he couldn't in good conscience, knowing he had $3,000, just give a bum or a person on the street a quarter or $1. If he got $3,000 in his pocket, then he could do more than $1. You know what I mean? So that is something that was the main thing that he was talking about, is nobody takes care of one another. Nobody looks out for nobody else. Everybody just looks out for themselves. But we need to come together. And this is a message that is still, that is more important now than ever before. Like, if you don't take nothing else from what Tupac had said, what his legacy was, take care of one another. Take care of the man who is less fortunate than you. You need to count your blessings. Do you have a house to live in? Is your belly full? You know, do you have clothes on your back? Do you have fresh air to breathe? Then you are doing plenty well. So y'all need to stop complaining like you struggling, because there's somebody who's struggling more than you. And all your old clothes, you don't have to get money. You got clothes that don't fit no more. Your kids' clothes that don't fit no more. Give them to somebody who needs them. And don't take it straight to the Goodwill, because guess what? They're going to make somebody pay for that. You need to go out to the shelters or give it yourself. You got shoes that don't fit no more. There's somebody who can use them shoes. There is a way that you can take care of your brothers and sisters. There is a way that you can take care of each other. And until we start doing this, this world is going to continue to go to hell in a handbag.
That's right.
And like Tupac said, hell is right here on earth, because guess what? We're making it that way.
Right. And it's just so sad. It's so sad. And like you said, if he was still here, he would be hurt, because all he wanted was unity. And he wanted to end the rivals with each rapper against another rapper. That's not what he wanted. I mean, they're still doing that to this day. It's people that live on the same street and hate each other. And what I don't understand is all of these people that have so much wealth, why aren't they helping people in their community? Because a lot of these celebrities will go to Africa, not saying that anything is wrong with that, but they will go to Africa and help the Africans before they actually help people in the United States. Like when it was time, when Flint, Michigan was going through all of that with the dirty water, but yet you have celebrities that are taking water to another country, which is a good thing, but they didn't help the people that are right here. And you know what? The only person that made sure that they took water to Flint, Michigan and created things was Will Smith's son, Jaden. And I say, and Tupac would have a fit about that, because I guarantee you he would have sent money to Flint, Michigan.
That's one of his stomping grounds. So, Detroit. Right. So he definitely would have took care of Detroit.
Yeah, and it's just so sad, because there is no unity now. Everyone is against each other. And like Mashonda said, take your old things to the shelters, because if you take it to Goodwill is making money off of that. And guess what? It's not actually helping the people that need it. The thrift stores, that's not actually helping the people that are less fortunate, because they have no money. They don't have the means to be able to purchase the clothes. And like if Tupac was here, I guarantee you he would take his old clothes to the shelters. He would feed a lot of these homeless people on the street. And it's like his messages are overlooked now. No one is paying attention to his messages. They're listening to them and they hear it, but they're not acting on it. And that's what's sad.
Right. And I mean, that's all a part of the agenda. You know, that's why, like, when technology first came out, I was scared because I knew it wasn't going to be no good. Technology is keeping us away from each other because we so busy in our devices. We don't have, like, come on, when we was young, we used to go outside and play with our friends. We used to go hang out with our homies because we couldn't just sit there and text them all day. You know, you had to call the house phone. You wasn't calling nobody's cell phone. The most we had was pagers, and we had little, 1, 2, 3, and all that stuff, and
Right.
But all this is to keep us from communicating and interacting with actual people, which makes us detached from reality, which makes us lose our humanity. That's why so many people act like when they kill somebody, it's just like somebody on the damn PlayStation. Their life is just gonna spawn back and they just gonna come right and start over the game. That ain't how it works. When they gone, they gone. Like these people running people down thinking they on Grand Theft Auto and stuff, like, it is ridiculous, and it is all a part of an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start interacting with one another more. And unfortunately, that's dangerous now. So everything that they wanted to happen is exactly happening. Then the next step is going to be for us all to be in a virtual reality world like they do on Ready Player One, where y'all sitting here going to work by putting on your headset and your avatar somewhere out in the world, and we just going to be fat slobs in our house, never seeing nobody else. Our soul is literally going to be destroyed. Next thing you know, we ain't even gonna have a soul no more. It's just gonna be fucking vessels walking around here, empty vessels. There's probably a lot of them on the earth right now, as it is, because a lot of these people can't even be in this dimension that we're in right now. So a lot of souls ain't even existing no more. Like, y'all don't realize it's not just a physical war. This is a spiritual war. This what they're doing. So y'all who have kids, please make your kids go outside. Don't let them to sit here just play with their friends on the damn PlayStation all day. Make them go to their friend's house. Half the time the friend is 2 houses up the street. Make them go get on a damn bike or something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to really pay attention to what's going on and take care of the next generation, because
it's going to be terrible. And there with technology, we have babies that know how to work technology. They know how to click on everything. And it's like my grandbaby, she knows how to click on every single thing that she wants to watch. And if that continues, I'm worried, she won't go outside and play.
As soon as your baby start crying, you put an iPad in their hand.
Yeah, it's very dangerous these days for kids to be outside because all the drive-bys, the robberies, the carjacking, everything that's going on, it affects children from going outside. That's why they resort to the electronics, because parents are so scared for them to go outside because they don't even
want to deal with their kids, because they can deal with their own kids. They can get off their cell phone and play with their kids, play some blocks or read a book or something like that.
I think that since the government isn't doing it, we as parents, should be able to open up communities so that these kids, rec centers, so that they can have something to do, because as we see, the government isn't going to do it. So it's going to take us to be able to do it, because these kids are getting bored and technology is teaching them a lot of the wrong things, as opposed to going outside. But it's not safe. Everyone doesn't live in a safe community for their kids to go outside. So they have to have more things to do at these rec centers, because they don't. Not all kids want to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Not all kids are interested in karate. Have some art for them to do. Arts and crafts. Something. Offer other sports besides basketball. That's not for everyone.
Right.
Stop having just parties. They have teen night. They're dancing. They're not learning anything. Yes, they're learning how to be sociable, but still teach them things. And it's just like, that's crazy. That's crazy because half the rec centers are closed because nobody wants to work there and deal with the children. So it's like, what do you do? What do you do? They pick up their tablet.
It's up to the parents at this point in time. Yeah. Parents need to step up their game and start doing more with their kids. That's all there is to it. You're gonna have to figure it out, but we can't just say, oh well, watch this iPad, oh well, go play a game, on the PlayStation, oh well, go sit in front of your computer. No, we need to be interacting, like, because even in your own home, you're not interacting anymore. Not just not interacting with your friends. Y'all not interacting. I caught myself freaking texting my son the other day from the room. Like, what kind of issues that? I had to call myself back. Like, oh hell no, we ain't about to do this. We ain't about to do this now. Come on.
Yeah.
Y'all need to start making sure you get together, have dinner at the table, sit down and how was your day? If you had time of day to talk to your kids and see how they was really doing, I guarantee there would be a lot less kids out there in the schools. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all not checking on your kids. Y'all don't care how they doing no more. As long as they ain't bothering you, that's all you care about.
And that's sad. That's really sad because, like you said, a lot of parents don't care. And that's how kids resort to violence because they get bored in the house. They're not going to play the game all day long. You have some gamers, but other kids, they get bored with that. So they're like, what can I do?
Yeah,
what can I do?
They're not shooting up the school. They on TikTok doing dangerous ass challenges like the girls that just died from suffocating themselves till they blacked out. This is something a 16-year-old do. Put something around her neck to do a TikTok video to pass out. Y'all, come on now. Y'all need to be knowing what's going on. Oh, my God.
Yeah, and with these kids sitting in the house playing these games and not going outside, you're not walking with them. You're not taking them to the park and all that. That's how they become unhealthy because they're not walking. They're not doing anything.
They don't have all these diseases they shouldn't have till they older. All these young diabetes, young cases of type 2 diabetes is like on an all new high. Kids having heart attacks all the time. All this stuff that should not be happening to no young person is happening all over the place.
Yeah, because when they're sitting there playing a game, they're drinking soda, they're eating chips, they're eating candy. They're not going to the dinner table eating. They eat right in front of them games.
And speaking of soda, stop giving your kids juice and sodas. Do not let people drink their calories. And that includes you older people. Do not drink your calories. That is a waste of calories and sugar and all kind of stuff. Look, if you want to have a little something with your dinner or something like that, okay. But during the day, you need to be drinking water, okay? Think about how many, it's like about 250 calories or at least. In a can of soda. You could have had a whole dessert for that amount of calories, and you sitting here gonna waste it on some this is my favorite part of the song. I'm sorry, a lot of people I loved when he went off on the end of this track.
Right.
He got mad and they was just I watched all them TikTok videos where they're like
Exactly.
It's my favorite part of the song, but no, because he was passionate. He got angry, and it is what it is. But yes, y'all, please stop drinking your calories. That's the worst thing you could do and the quickest way to getting diabetes. Drink water and don't have any soda or juice in between meals. If you want to have soda or juice, save it for your meals and don't get no refills, okay?
Right, and exercise. It's important to exercise. That's good for not only your body, your outer body. It's good for your organs and your brain, and your limbs to exercise because people aren't exercising anymore. That's why it's a lot of obesity out here. It's a lot of unhealthy, people, including babies and children and adults because they're not exercising. People get lazy and just don't want to do nothing. They don't want to exercise. They just want to sit there and just eat or just sit there, period. Because when you're sitting, you're not exercising. That's not exercising. You still can gain weight from doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So just be healthier and take care of yourself because if you don't, you're going to lose yourself.
Yes.
Read some books, you know.
We're going to go ahead and take our last break of tonight. And when we get back, y'all, it's going to be word on the street. Stay tuned.
Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby.
If you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far.
Don't worry, baby.
Just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
We are back with word on the streets. So the other day I accidentally said 33. I put the 3 the wrong direction from 30. Okay, 27 years, not 33 years. But honestly, the number 27 has even a higher meaning than the number 33 when it comes to things like that, because 27 actually is back to 9, which is the number of completion. So I still question that number, okay? Now, I was even talking to y'all the other day about how all them celebrities was born on the 27th, a lot of them that died and stuff like that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and play this clip so we can see Tupac getting his star and see what his fans and sister had to say.
And just like that, rapper Tupac Shakur's name is on the Walk of Fame. It's been 27 years since his death, but to his fans, he's still very much alive.
I felt invigorated. I felt his presence, especially when his sister spoke. I felt extremely close to him.
Today, we're not just honoring a star on the ground, but we're honoring the work. His heavenly star will shine a little brighter today. And once again, he has made us all extremely proud. We love you, Tupac.
That love goes beyond Hollywood and the music world. His legacy still inspires today.
It's a conversation piece. You only see half his face, and it makes you think, makes you talk in your mind about the other part of it.
I love it.
Though his career lasted just 5 years, Tupac Shakur remains one of the most complex and prolific artists of his generation, with over 75 million records sold worldwide.
Millions of records sold, and the most impactful?
Ain't a woman alive that can take my mama's place.
Actor-comedian Mike Epps.
Definitely, Dear Mama made me gravitate to my mother more and appreciate her.
Idi Amin and Young Noble worked with him in the day as members of Outlaws.
He gave me a shot. He believed in my dreams, believed in our dreams, and, you know, gave us the opportunity. And sometimes in life, that's all you need is a chance.
Machiavelli lives on. Our big brother, he raised us. He did everything for us. I'm just happy, you know, he's continuous to get his love and his light that he deserves in this world. That's all.
Again, you know, I have mixed feelings about that, all right? I mean, it was beautiful. They was showing all them pictures of Tupac looking all fine and stuff, and, you know, what people had to say was very beautiful. I still feel some kind of way that it took this long, but, you know, I am glad that he was recognized. And again, like I said on the other show, you know, if his spirit is still in the spiritual realm, because I do believe that he's back on this earth, but if his spirit is still in the spiritual realm, I hope that brought him a smile in the afterlife, brought him some happiness, brought his mama some happiness if she's still there, you know. But other than that, like, come on, y'all.
Right.
Come on, y'all.
Right. So I would like to give our prayers and condolences to Ray Lewis. He lost his son recently, Ray Lewis III, and that is very sad. So we send our prayers and condolences, love and light to his family, and may his son rest in peace.
As well as the family of Treat Williams, actor who passed away riding his motorcycle. That was a very unfortunate situation as well. I like Treat. Yeah. Like I mean, I wasn't like he was somebody I liked to see in the movies when I would see him. I knew exactly who he was. So You know, it's very unfortunate for the both of them. That young man was 28 years old. So we know that is definitely a hard situation. We definitely give our condolence out to both families.
Yes, yes. We also give our condolences to the family of the guy that was found dead after he told his mother he was being chased. And the police said there's no reason to suspect foul play. Now, this happened in Mississippi. So if he tells his mother he was being chased, why are the police saying it's no foul play? That makes absolutely no sense to me. His name is Rasheem Carter, and he was 25 years old. Wow. 25. And he's been missing since October the 2nd.
Yeah.
So it's sad. It's sad, but he called his mom to say that white men in 3 trucks were pursuing him. That was the last day that the Carter's family heard from him. So we send our love, prayers, and condolences to the Carter family as well.
Right.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, we're not surprised. But he had just moved there, right? He had just moved there. That's what's so sad, is like he moved to Mississippi for this tragic thing to happen. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sad. And we also have a father that is charged with killing his sons, 3, 4, and 7 years old. And it's like, he's a doorman. That is so disturbing. That is so disturbing. I mean, come on now. Your own babies, anybody's baby, you know, it's terrible. It's terrible. And I hope that he rots in prison for the rest of his life. And also, we have Bootsy Badass, who is in jail now for a gun charge, and he also attended a court hearing for Melly. So, but I didn't understand, like, he's been denied bond, but I didn't understand that live that he did when he said that he paid for his children to have oral, you know what, and he didn't find anything wrong with it. And some of them are under the age of 12. Wow. His sons and his nephews. And I feel as though that is sexual assault because they're so young. And in Louisiana, you have to be over 17, you know, for stuff like that to happen. But that's terrible. And he went live and talked about it. Like, that's very disturbing as well. I just couldn't believe that he did that, because I like Boosie. You know what I'm saying? He makes good music, but I don't think I will ever listen to him again, because that's just absolutely terrible. Terrible. Pete Davidson was charged with reckless driving for crashing into a home. Now,
this happened a little while ago, but I guess he was just now charged.
Yeah, he was just now charged because it happened 3 months ago. But it's like, come on now. Slow y'all asses down.
Him and his girlfriend, maybe they was doing something they shouldn't have been doing in the car.
Exactly. But of course the cops, you know, said they didn't believe drugs or alcohol played a factor in the crash. Slow y'all tails down. Be aware of people's homes and people's children, because this is ridiculous.
Look,
and
the only good thing is that this case and the Ann Hayes case, luckily nobody was hit. Because it could have been very tragic otherwise. Like, they could have killed some family who was sitting right in their living room watching TV. You know what I'm saying? So, thankfully, in both these situations with celebrities running through, nobody died this time. Not the person driving, not nobody in the house either. So, that's really good.
But, yeah, and Northwest, the daughter of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, had her 10th birthday the other day. She had a party, and at the party she slapped another little girl that was supposed to be her friend. She slapped her, and you know, people are laughing about it, saying, oh yeah, she just like her father, and you know, but it's still an unfortunate situation that she put her hands on another child that was trying to have a good time, you know, with her. But I don't necessarily agree with that she's like her father. She's just, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But it's sad. And to know that I feel as though she's 10, so she should make an apology, a public apology to the little girl. Because she knew better. She's not a baby.
I'm laughing that's even news. You know,
right.
This goes to show they live in a whole different world because that made the news, y'all.
Right. I mean, it's like so many things happening in the news and so many negative things, and I don't want to really discuss all the negative things because so many people are going through so many challenges and struggles, and a lot of people don't want to hear, it could be triggering to someone. But news, and it's all over TMZ, it's all over every social media, and it's really sad. And I hate when they post people that have passed away, pictures and videos. How do you think that person's family feel? A lot of these family members don't even know. They haven't even seen it yet. They don't know that their loved one has passed away, and you're posting them on social media not having any respect for the family members. I think that is so disgusting. That is really disgusting. I wish people would stop doing that, and I wish these social media outlets will stop allowing them to post it. Why are you allowing them to post something that's violent? Posting a person losing their life, posting a person that has already lost their lives. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yep. Another word on the streets, celebrity news, Jamie Foxx. We still haven't heard from him, but apparently a lot of his friends now are saying that they're calling and calling and calling and calling, and they're not hearing from him, and they're not going to stop calling till they do hear from him. So, y'all, I really think we have to just accept that whatever's going on with Jamie, he might not come back from. He might not, even if he stays alive, he might not come back as the Jamie that we once knew. Especially if he had a seizure, he might be disabled for the rest of his life. Luckily he can afford the best therapist in the world, so maybe he will come back, but it ain't gonna be no overnight situation like they about to do a show next year coming up. That might not happen because even it's gonna take a long time to recover if it was from a stroke. So that's very sad. And then we just posted this week. This has been going on for a while, but recently Wendy Williams' son has brought it back into publicity because he is very concerned about his mother. As we know, they have been trying to, but they have been controlling her funds. They don't even give her access to her own money. And at this point, he thinks that these people are purposely keeping her drinking so that she will just be careless and they can control her and continue to make her make these appearances and make a fool of herself for money so they can take the money because she don't even get the money. And she is withering away. If y'all haven't seen the photo, she is literally, her skin is falling off of her. She has all kind of problems. And these people really are just cold-hearted. There's no way this woman should be working or signing any contract. First of all, if this lady is not even competent enough to manage her own money, how is she competent enough to sign a legal contract?
Exactly.
Houseway, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to bring that to the court. That's what he needs to do, is go get him a lawyer and take that to the court. The same way they took it to the court to have control over the money, her son needs to take it to the court to get this, like, these handlers removed and her stop signing these contracts. If she is incompetent to spend her own damn money, then she is incompetent to be signing some contracts forcing her to work. That don't make no damn sense. With this evil industry.
Yeah, I mean, it's terrible because she needs that money. How's she supposed to survive? Say if she wanted to go to another
I'm really afraid that, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know her, but I'm afraid for her because I feel like this is really going to be the demise,
basically.
this might be the end of her. Because like apparently her drinking situation is different than other people's drinking situation. So not only, well, you know, being an alcoholic can kill anybody, but apparently because of all her medical conditions, drinking is like 3, 4, 5 times worse for her than anybody else. So any drink can be any night of her drinking too much could be the last night. So
and if you think about it, you know, a lot of people resort to alcohol when things are like this happening.
Right.
You know,
she's in a lot of pain. She's going through a lot of stress. It's a coping mechanism. And if your handlers are sitting there allowing it to happen, then why are they your handlers? Like, you know, it's sad, but we know the industry is very evil. So, you know, our prayers go out to her and her family, and hopefully somehow this turns around. But if not, we know that she might have made too many people mad in Hollywood with that mouth of hers.
Her show, you know, talking about things that only she knew with her outlet that we didn't, you know. So people
they might, the devil, as they say, might be collecting his dues. Okay, so
and it's very sad. And also Conor McGregor has been charged with rape.
Conor McGregor can't seem to stay out of the damn news.
And he's always doing something. It's like he doesn't deserve to still be doing what he's doing, because his career needs to come to an end, because like you said, he's out here doing too much and he keeps getting a slap on the hand. You know, if they dealt with all his other assault charges and things that he did and arrested him, he wouldn't have had this opportunity to traumatize this woman, because she's going to be traumatized for the rest of her life. And it's very unfortunate. It's sad. And what is he going to, you know, what are they going to do with him? What is his punishment going to be? Another slap on the hand? Like, we have to stop letting these people get away. And it's not just him, other people. We have to stop letting them get out of jail or be just excused from it. You know, a lot of them don't get arrested. And it's sad because they're going to be repeat offenders. It's going to keep happening and keep happening until somebody actually loses their life behind it. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how you can get away with certain things, but they're arresting people for defending themselves. They're arresting mothers for putting their kids in another school at another district and lying about where they live. You know, she just wanted her child to have a better education, and she got arrested and has to do 5 years in prison. While all these rapists are getting away with everything. Like, it's ridiculous. It's sad. It's sad how the law actually works and who they pick and choose to arrest. It's terrible.
Yeah. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and close it out, y'all. This is our season finale part 1. Tomorrow we're going to have our official season finale. We're going to have Elisa Plessy back in the house. So last week, if y'all were, you know, watching, we were talking about religion and the lies that are being told and bringing some truth to the light. But this time, just in the sake of being fair, we want someone who believes the total opposite of what we believe to have a say and to say what they think and what they feel and give their perspective of what's going on. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. If you guys want to, you know, chat and give your opinions as well, y'all are always welcome to do that. But it will be our last show of the season. Thank you guys, everybody who has stuck with us through season 1, and thank you, Miss Kiki, if you still there. Oh yeah, she is. She just commented, but thank you everybody who has been watching the show, who liked, shared, subscribed. Matter of fact, I gotta put that info up. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. Like, share, subscribe. That is all our contact information. If you want to be on the show, or if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, might not happen this season, but don't worry, we coming back. We coming back, so don't worry. Soon as summer break is over, and it's almost over already, so We're going to be right back. But again, this has been honoring Tupac, the revolutionary mind of TUPAC Amaru Shakur. Happy heavenly birthday, and may you continue to rest in peace and love and paradise and power. If you are still in the spiritual realm, if you are back here on earth, then I hope that this life is so much better than the last one. And everything that you deserved in this life, or your last life, you get in this one. So
that's right. And we're so very grateful for our new followers. Even though we're ending, this season, you can still watch these videos over and still comment and still like them. And we will also be doing some pop-ups.
We'll do some check-ins. We're gonna do our tea. It's gonna be tea time with Mimi and LaShonda. Tea time. So we're gonna be spreading the tea, okay, y'all?
Yes,
So,
yes, absolutely. So just stick with us because this is not the end. I am so very grateful for everyone, like LaShonda said, that has liked, commented and subscribed. And I try my best to get to the comments and reply. But once the season ends, I will go back, for the comments that we've missed and still, comment on it and read it, because we want to be interactive with all of you. And we are so very grateful. Remember, if you see someone that's less fortunate than you, please help them. Like, please, if you can, like clothes, food, a kind word, a hug. I'm not telling you to go out here and hug, strangers, that makes you feel uncomfortable, but, just be loving and be mindful of other people's situation. Be mindful of their struggle. You know what I'm saying? Don't just tend to the people that are already high, because everyone that's high can fall. So just make sure that you're loving on each other. Be safe. Be aware of your surroundings. Still don't take anything off your cars that you're not, because you never know what's on those flyers, so just be safe. Just be safe and enjoy your summer. And remember, it's summertime. Us melanated people, we still have to put on sunblock. You have to take care of your skin because this sun is beaming. So, put sunscreen on, still eat healthy, and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the summer. Go to the beach, if you can, or just go outside when it's safe to go outside, but it's not too hot. Take your babies to the park, walk your pets.
Yeah, get some nature, y'all. Get some fresh air. Get out that recycled AC. Get some fresh air every day. And I don't mean walking to the car to go to the stove. Get some fresh air. Oh man!
And the sun gives you vitamin D as well. So
it gives you a lot more than that. But yes, it does give you life. I just want to say, in case anybody does see this before tomorrow night, if you want to email us, if there's any father that you would like for us to shout out or give a message to, that you want to say, hey, daddy, watch this show, they whatever. Tomorrow is our Father's Day special because we will not be here on Sunday. So if any of y'all want to recognize your fathers, you can go ahead and email us about that. But that's all I have.
Before we close out, it just flashed across my phone that Ray Lewis's son died of an accidental overdose.
Oh, wow.
I'm struggling with mental health issues because his sister made a post saying that she knew he was hurting and he was suffering. So I'm assuming that he was suffering from mental health. Or for struggling from something because he accidentally overdosed. And we give our prayers to him, and be aware of these drugs that you're taking. Please get help. If you're suffering from depression, PTSD, any mental situation, any mental health issue that you have, please get help. And it's free. In a lot of states, it's free. It's free. You go to your local health department, and get the help that you need, because it's important. We're losing so many people to overdoses. It's just sad and heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
So like Mimi always says, make sure you guys take care. And like Tupac says, make sure you guys take care of one another. We got to take care of each other. And that is not just financially or physically, it's also emotionally. We got to take care of one another.
That's right. So thank you all again for tuning in, and we will see you all when we do our pop-ups, and we will see you all when we return for season 2.
And we see y'all all tomorrow. Don't forget, we're going to see y'all tomorrow, too.
Yeah.
But y'all have a wonderful night. If you guys go out.
Just in case I miss saying that tomorrow, I said it today. So,
thank you, Kiki. Thank you, Kiki, for watching. You have a beautiful night as well.
Yes,
Kiki.
yes.
And we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love and light, everyone.
Good night.